Hi, today I'm going to be updating everyone on my whole collection project pan, where I am trying to use up 10 items in my makeup collection. So far this year I have been able to move a few things out by finishing them, and today I'm here with an exciting update for some other things that I'm going to be rolling out. Things that I've finished, things that I've hit my goal on, and I hope that you'll find that very, very inspiring. I'm Amy, and here on my channel I love to talk about makeup and beauty. I like to encourage you to be a mindful beauty consumer. I myself am trying to change my spending habits and just be a little more mindful and purposeful about what I buy and when I buy it. So if all of that is encouraging and inspiring to you, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel and click like on this video if you are also someone who is trying to watch your budget. In this project, I have 10 items that I am working on. These are all long haul products. There are things rolling in and out of this project, but it's mostly because I'm working really, really hard on my goals. And because I'm so focused on these things, it's really encouraging me to not buy other things that I might be interested in or that I might want. So the first thing that I want to update you on is my e.l.f. foundation. This foundation came into the project at the beginning, and it weighed 27 grams in January. In February, it weighed 26 grams. In March, it weighed 24 grams. And today in April, it weighs 24 grams. I don't know what I said for March. March was 25. I love this foundation so much. I'm not using it quite as consistently as I will during the summertime because it's just a little too dark for me. I have been mixing it with this foundation, which is a lot too light for me. And it's the Pretty Smart foundation. I am very, very diligently working hard on this for two reasons. One, as you notice, the cap is gone and it's eaten because that was my little dog, and because it's way too light. It's already too light for me when I'm at my fairest, so it's definitely going to be too light for me once I'm outside in the sun a little more often. At the beginning of this project in January, she weighed 36 grams. In February, she weighed 32 grams. In March, she weighed 26 grams, and today she weighs 18 grams. I was really hoping that I was going to be able to get it finished for you during this update, but I will not. But I am like right here on it. I really honestly feel like, what is this, May? No, April. I feel like April will be the month. I will finish it at the end of this month, and we're just gonna call it quits pretty much at the end of this month anyway, because I'm not even spending that much extra time outside, and it's getting lighter and lighter and lighter. It's looking worse and worse and worse. Next is something I've really come to love, and it's the e.l.f. Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer. In January, it weighed 12 grams. In February and March, it weighed 11 grams. And during March, I took the stopper out. It didn't change in weight at all, so the stopper really didn't weigh that much. But because I took the stopper out, I was able to really get in there and like actually get some product out. So from March to April, it went from 11 grams to 5 grams. So I really think within the next couple of months, I'll be able to get this finished. I do weigh it without the wand, so 5 grams, and I was able to use 6 grams of product in a month, and I'm very, very happy with that progress. Next up to update you on is my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. In January, it weighed 103 grams, and also in February, 103 grams. In March, it weighed 102 grams. So during the month of March, April, whatever, I was really starting to pair it with this because I remembered and realized this has a little bit of coverage to it, has some color to it, and it just kind of darkens this up just enough and adds a nice lovely glow to it. I do weigh this also without the wand, and you can see the line of demarcation just about right there. So I'm really doing a good job of just consistently using this every month. Now, it may slow down a little bit during the warmer months when I'm not quite in need of some dew and some hydration when I am naturally dewy. I'm hoping though I can still be able to find some use for it. I did a little experiment trying to mix it with some, or at least one of my stick blushes that's a little too dark for me, but I did not like how they mixed together. So I may try to mix this with another cream blush that I have and see what the color looks like. My Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. I had not finished this when I weighed all of this stuff at the beginning of April, but me and my daughter have since pretty much finished it. So I'm gonna go ahead and count it as an empty and roll it out of the project. We were able to use that, and I had even added in a like vanilla cream colored eyeshadow to this when I repressed it. So not only have I used this powder, but I've also used up an entire eyeshadow this year. So that's pretty cool for me to look back on and just know that I did that. And I was very proud of myself for that. Next up is something that I did not finish, but I hit my goal on it. I had this LA Colors bronzer and my goal was to hit pan on it. It came in January weighing 28 grams, and in February it weighed the same, and then in March and April at the weighings it weighed 27 grams. But I did have to repress this because my daughter, something happened to it and it was really starting to crack and like break apart like a lot. So I repressed it, but I'm not sure that I did the best job repressing it. So it is very, very messy, but still working very nicely. I did use it today as my bronzer, just a light bronzer, but this is a great bronzer from the Dollar Tree. Still trugging along with this Flower Beauty color corrector in the shade Light Peach. I weigh it without the cap, and all 4 months it has weighed 41 grams. My goal is to hit the bottom of the jar, and I have not done that yet, but I'm also not very consistent about using it. So I think that obviously is definitely hindering my progress and my ability to reach my goal. But I am using it and I am getting more and more life out of it, and I do think that the bottom of the jar is there. It's very close, but we're gonna keep working on it. Obviously I don't use this every day, so you know it's taking longer than I would prefer, but that's okay. One thing I did finish was my So Juicy Lippy from ColourPop. This is something that I had at my desk, and it weighed 14 grams, I think in March maybe, and then I was able to use it up in April, whatever. Well, no, it says I finished it so it came in, I guess, in February. It weighed 14 grams. In March, it weighed 11 grams, and I finished it up in March. These ColourPop Lippies So Juicy things are this kind of like click style pen where you have to click it up and the product will come up, 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 up. I'm working on another one at my desk right now, but school will be over in a few weeks. So I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to get that one finished before school's over, but I probably will sometime this year. And then I'll have another one as a backup. This one is the lightest color. It's a very sheer color. The one I'm working on right now is kind of a red color, and the one that I finished was a kind of a rosy color. They don't have shade names on the tubes, so I don't know how much it weighs. My ColourPop Lippy pencil in the shade Good and Plenty is something that I rolled in, I think last month in March, and it weighs 5 grams. I did measure it on this piece of paper. I had this in my purse and forgot to get it out of my purse. So yeah, it's the exact same. So I have it sharpened and it's ready to go. So I'm gonna keep it here at my makeup station here so that I can remember to use it. Hopefully be able to make a new mark for next update. I do have a lot of lip liners. I'll show them all to you. I have 3 more from ColourPop that I got in a set. I have one from Ioni from the Dollar Tree, and then a Wet n Wild one. So I have a lot of lip liners. that need to get used up. So that is why I'm working on that Good and Plenty one. It's my oldest lip liner. And lastly, to update you in this project is my Bare Minerals concealer. I rolled this in, I think in February. It weighed 21 grams and it lasts, or this, I don't know when I rolled it in, you guys. I don't know. First time it weighed 21 grams. And this time it weighed 20 grams. So I was able to use it. Another way that I used this was to kind of top this off, this foundation that's too light. This was sort of a dusting of color, and I was able to use up a gram of it in that way. So just again, slowly but surely working on that and getting it used up, hopefully. The two things that I'm going to roll in to replace the LA Colors bronzer and the ColourPop So Juicy Lippy are two things. This e.l.f. shadow stick in the shade Cool Beans is something that I plan on using as a lazy liner. Also, I've been using it as like a contour for underpainting right here on my nose and a little bit here on my cheeks. So I'm hoping that I can, in that way, I'm using it longer, like more, that I'll be able to do that. But sadly enough, when I went to go measure it on my paper, like this is how much product is left in there, it broke off exactly there. When I pull out the thing, you know, it shows, but it could very easily like topple out of here. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to safely measure it every month in order to get accurate measurement to see how much I'm actually using up. So I'm kind of disappointed about that, but I can still use the product, so that's all right. The other thing is actually at my desk right now. I forgot to get it, but it's like a little sample that I got from Sephora. It's the YSL Love Shine Lip Balm sample, and it has 3 little squares of like a sample of their lip balm and 3 different colors, and so I'm enjoying that. I'm almost finished with one of the colors. I really like that formula. It's very nice and easy, not too sticky like a lip gloss. It is very balmy, like the name would say, and I do like that a lot. I probably would never buy that just because it's too expensive, but if there was like a drugstore version of that, I would love to look into that. So if you know if there's a drugstore version of those YSL Love Shine lip balms, let me know in the comments. Save a little money. Now, the last thing I wanted to kind of share with you is something I decided to do informally. I wanted to give this Persona multi-stick in the shade Guava some love during the month of March. So my plan was to underpaint with it, even up here, blush here, you know, and all that, and to sometimes then also use it on my cheeks as well. And I measured it and I weighed it at the beginning, but I think I forgot to re-weigh it. But at the beginning of March, as you can see on my paper, that is how much I had, and then my line was the new line that I was able to mark off because of how much I was able to use. And I thought that that was just a great way for me to be able to give this a little more love. And I'm doing the same thing now in April with my Persona multi-stick in the shade Jam. This one is very deep and dark. It's such a pretty color and a nice, I feel like a nice springy, vibrant color. So I'm underpainting with it often, not every time, but often. And then I'm kind of pairing it with some other blushes just to kind of tone down some of that rosiness. So I just wanted to share that as an idea with you in case you are someone that's always tempted by blush and you're just neglecting the blushes that you have in your collection. I have several cream and liquid blushes that are a little too deep for me, that I feel comfortable with wearing on their own. And this is a really great way for me to be able to use them in a light way. In addition, I think that, again, I'm going to do a little experimenting, but this e.l.f. Halo Glow and this Guava would go probably really nicely together. And I have a cream or a liquid from Ione at the Dollar Tree. I think that those two would go really nicely together too. It'll just help tone that down so that I can use both products up and not have them be neglected. Anyway, that is my whole collection pan project update. I hope that it was inspiring to you. Let me know in the comments below, how are you doing on your project panning goals or your financial goals that you've set for yourself, whether it's in the makeup realm or otherwise. And I will see you in my next month with hopefully at least one empty. That foundation, hopefully it's gone. All right, I will see you later. Bye.